So Fox announced this week, continuing their 2019 40th anniversary celebration of Alien, the original 1979 movie. They announced that Alien Isolation would be getting its very own digital web series, or just digital series now, whatever they call them, based on the game. And I have just watched the series, and let me cut straight to the point. There's no reason to watch this. That's not quite fair. There's one reason to watch it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But if you've played the game and you've experienced the game and you're a fan of it, there's no reason for you to watch this. And the reason why is because this isn't an adaptation. This is literally stuff taken from the game. All the cutscenes sort of chopped up and re-edited. Both the pre-rendered cutscenes and the in-game cutscenes. So you're basically seeing all the same stuff that you've already seen if you've played the game from a different angle. That's kind of neat from a novelty. So what they do is they take in-game cutscenes. So like you're in a room, let's say you're with Marshall Waits and he's talking, and it's a first-person game, so you're walking around the room collecting stuff, doing whatever while he's talking, right? So what they'll do is they'll take this in-game cutscene and they'll actually do a close-up, a sort of a cinematic shot on Waits' face. Rather than you walking around searching for stuff, they're going to just focus on Waits while he's talking to sort of set the scene. This is a bit of a problem, because a lot of these in-game cutscenes were not made to be seen in close-up. Because they do that thing in video games and in-game voice acting where their mouth just kind of does this and might pause for a second, and then they'll start talking and it'll stay paused, and then it'll start, the sync is way off, the lip sync is way off. That's because these scenes weren't meant to be seen in close-up. Now the pre-rendered cutscenes are fine, they're fine. So apparently this was made by a company called Reverse Engineering Studios, and what they specialize in is taking pre-existing material and making new content out of it. Fine, it is what it is. But the reality is, this does not rise to the level of an adaptation. This does not show Sevastopol Station like other parts of the station maybe while the game is going on. It doesn't show other parts of Amanda Ripley's story. It doesn't show anything else in the Alien universe. This is all stuff that we have seen before, with some very, very small exceptions. Notably, this narration that they add from Amanda that sort of lays over most of the episodes, the 7 episodes in total, and the narration is mostly very bad. It imports a lot of the bad dialogue and the bad writing styles from the game, and that's just being totally honest here. I love the game. I think it's wonderful. I think the idea is great. I think Amanda's a great character. I love the setting. Go watch my Basement in the Sky video if you want to see what I think about the level design and the environments of Alien Isolation. I think it is world class all the way. But the game's not perfect. It's got some bad writing, and it's got some spotty voice acting, and this series just imports all of that into it, while getting rid of some of the most important elements of the game, most notably these long extended emergent sequences that you can get into while you're playing the game, where you're under a desk or in a locker with your butthole clenched while there's an alien walking in the room with you. And that's what makes the game terrifying. That's what it is so good at doing. It can create these intense moments without combat. All right, there is shooting in the game, but you don't want to use your weapons if you don't have to. And it's clunky by design because Amanda's not a soldier. She's not going to run in there, like one of the Marines from Aliens. That's what this game does so well, is it creates these scenes where you're completely disempowered. You don't have any way you can't kill the alien in the game. You've just got to find a way to get around it and keep away from it. None of that makes it into the series, really. I mean, it shows the alien in very dramatic sort of trailer shots. But as far as sequences where Amanda has to hide, the series isn't scary. That's the main thing. It's not. This is a very, very scary game, and they're making a digital series based on it, using materials from the game, and the series isn't scary. It's cool in a way, like some of the shots that they pick and some of the different angles that they show things from are neat in that respect. If you're a fan of the game, you get to see lots of things that are familiar to you from different camera angles, basically, with some different lighting and different music thrown over it. That's a novelty at best. I don't think it really, again, it doesn't meet the standards of an adaptation as far as I'm concerned. But there is one thing that this series does, and does almost masterfully, I have to say. I was really pleased with this, and that's the ending. One of the things that Alien Isolation suffers from, even though it doesn't bother me that much, but a lot of people don't like it, is its ending. The ending, and I won't spoil anything, but the ending it's very abrupt, and it just kind of stops. This series fixes that to a certain degree. It doesn't change the ending, it just adds on to it and makes it feel more rounded and has a better sort of cathartic quality to it. It's got some really cool moments in it. The way they fix the ending in this series, and this is the only reason why I'm linking one of the episodes, and it's the last episode of the series. I'm linking it in the down bar. You need to go check that out if you're a fan of the game. Go watch it. Go watch the way that they do the ending, because I think it's fantastic. That they did great. I wish that they had taken all of the care and talent that they poured into fixing the ending of the game into doing the rest of the series, because the rest of the series is just cutscenes and a little bit of gameplay that we've all seen before. Ultimately, I'm going to give Alien Isolation, the digital series, a C. And if a fan had made this, I would be giving it an A and say, this is so cool, this is really, really neat. But I'm not going to give something that's officially licensed by Fox, which is now owned by Disney, the most odious company in the world. I'm not going to give that a pass just because, like, it's a cool kind of concept in a way. I just didn't think that this is worth watching. If you want to experience Alien Isolation without playing the game, you should watch a Let's Play. And that's just, that's the long and short of it there. So, Alien Isolation, the digital series, gets a C, but check out the ending. It's in the down bar below. Thanks, guys. Till next time.
This isn't good.